Okay, well, the economy is not doing as well as we would like it to, but in some swing states, it's actually getting better. But Mitt Romney wants that information squelched. He's asked some of the governors of those states to pretend they're not doing so well to make President Obama look bad. For more, let's go to Robert Zimmerman with the Democratic National Committee and Republican strategist Michael Maslansky. Like I said, Michael, welcome to foreign territory. Maybe I'll ask you the first question. What is Romney trying to do here?
Well, I think there are always two sides to the story, right?
Yeah.
And there are pieces of data that suggest that maybe things are doing well, and there's a lot of data that suggests that things aren't doing well. And Romney just wants to make sure that the full story is being told.
Romney just wants to talk the economy down to promote his own election. And what he's doing to America and our recovery, which is tough, and it's a slow recession we're pulling out of, a tough and stubborn recession we're pulling out of, his agenda, very simply, is to talk this economy down, discourage any effort to create jobs. You see that in Congress.
But Robert,
they're voting down their own Republican proposals.
A couple pieces of positive data does not make a good economy. You go to these states,
no one says it's a good economy.
You ask people whether the economy is getting better, most of them are going to say it's not. Most of them are going to say
that's not the issue. That's not the issue.
The unemployment in Florida, the unemployment rate has gone down.
Absolutely.
And this guy Scott, Governor Scott, has to pretend like
same
it didn't
thing in
go
Ohio.
Down.
It's doing
Isn't that
better?
kind of mean to a Republican governor to say don't talk that up, even though you might have been responsible for the unemployment
every time the
going
Obama
down.
administration has talked up the good numbers on the economy, they've been faced with a situation where they have to walk it back the next month because the economy turns. Bottom line is the economy is very fragile. It's not doing well.
And it
would
doesn't
be doing
help
a
the
lot
economy.
better if the policies supported growth. They don't. And so trying to tell this story that the economy is better than it actually is isn't really helping anybody.
Here's the bottom line. The issue is not about whether it's good news or bad news. The issue is what we're going to do to move this economy forward. And when you have Republicans in Congress voting down the proposals that they actually initially proposed because Barack Obama is supporting them, like he's with the American Jobs Act, tax credits for employers to hire new employees, there's no excuse for that. It's strictly politics, and it's destructive to our economic recovery.
That's to say that if there are elements of any policy that were once supported by Republicans, that a broader policy that is in disagreement with that is somehow supportable as well. I mean, bottom line is that these policies, the policies from the Obama administration haven't grown the economy. They haven't gotten us out of this recession. He's had 4 years, and you can blame all the things that you want.
Do you disagree with people who say that he basically saved the country from being being on the Titanic?
That's a whole different story. Stopping the problem and fixing the economy are two very different
Michael, I'll be the first to agree. It's not a great bumper sticker to say, vote for us, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
But the reality is we have taken the economy where we were losing 700,000 jobs per month starting when he took office to the fact we've had 27 consecutive months of private sector job growth.
Why is nobody confident in the growth of the economy?
Because
why is there nobody in America who's willing to stand up and say, you know what, we're ready. We believe, but you know what, when you have a good leader, Robert, when you have a good leader, people get behind them. When you have a good leader, people say, I believe in the story that you're telling us as Americans, and we want to follow you. When you have a good leader, people don't need the data to tell them what's going on.
They say, Romney is going to be a better leader?
All I can say is that if I had to put money on who could do more for the economy, and I look at what President Obama has done in his time in office and his lifetime, and I look at what Mitt Romney has done in both his time in office and as a businessman, I would take Mitt Romney every day
Wait a second.
twice
Can I
on
ask
Sunday.
you, why doesn't Mitt Romney want to talk about his time as governor of Massachusetts if he did so great?
Where they were the 47th in job growth in the country.
They started out as, what, 49 or 50? So they were getting better?
They went to 47?
Not fast enough, not good enough.
And by the way, if he's such a great job creator, how did he, as a brilliant investor, how did he walk away from the best investment America's made in 50 years, which was the investment in the automotive recovery? Our automotive industry. It's probably the best success we've had in 50 years, and this investor said, let me go bankrupt.
His approach would have gotten us to exactly the same place as Obama's approach.
Tell me, how was that? Where was the private equity? Where was the private sector money?
Private money.
Who was lending money?
He said he wanted to go it through a managed bankruptcy. Right? So that other people could invest in taking the company.
But here's the point. There was no other people to invest. You had the government had to step in.
Was there anybody there who would have given money?
Who was his banker? We should know that.
Were the Koch brothers going to save the auto industry?
100% of the plan was that parts of the auto industry would survive and thrive. Other parts might have been scaled down.
There was no plan without investment of capital. Where was the capital coming from?
But you know, your argument,
he wasn't
Michael,
president at
I have to tell you, from my point of view, it's like woulda, shoulda, coulda. He did it.
That's right.
Romney hasn't got a leg to stand on when it comes to the auto industry.
He didn't do it. Because if he did it, then we'd be re-electing him without a question, right? Right now, we've got a situation where even Democrats
You don't think the auto industry's been saved? Do you think Romney's approach of let them go bankrupt, the same way he approached the housing crisis by let them go into foreclosure?
Don't use bankruptcy like all of a sudden it means that everything's going to be liquidated, all right? We both are smart enough to know that bankruptcy is a restructuring of capital, right? And it can be done in a whole lot of different ways.
Tell that to the dealerships. Tell that to the employees. Tell that to all those people who get stuck holding the bag, that it's really just a restructuring. It would have been devastating to our economy.
They were restructured as it was.
But the bottom line is...
They were restructured with taxpayer money.
Okay, you're losing me. You went into Wonkville, and I got lost.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to say about this?
He's going to give him the last word.
No, I'll give you the last word, because he's staying and you're getting kicked out of here. So you get the last word.
Oh, you see, now I'm not prepared with the last word. I think, look, as you look across what's going on in the economy, you can't take a couple pieces of data out of context and say that the economy is doing well. Bottom line is, everywhere you look, we've got problems.
No one says the economy's doing well.
You're scared about the swing states, aren't you, Michael? And so is Romney.
Well, I think everyone should be focused on the swing states, on the Obama side and on the Romney side.
You think it's right?
We have to make.
But is it right to suppress the information that the economy is doing better in the swing states? That's not right.
When it shows an inconsistent picture of what's really going on, when it doesn't tell the whole story, I don't see why there's a problem with that.
You saying Republican Governor John Kasich from Ohio or Rick Scott from Florida are trying to suppress information, not tell the whole story? Well, but they say the economy's doing better in their states. Are you saying they're misleading the people?
It's kind of lying, isn't it? It's a form of lying. I have to go.
We always pick what we want to say.
You were terrific to come by here. I hope you'll come again someday. Michael, thank you.